Gilbert, last week we gave our top offenses in the NFL. I know I had a bit of a shocker when I put the Chargers on the list, but this week, will there be any surprise? We're doing our top 5 NFL defenses. Gilbert, kick us off with number 555.
Yeah, first of all, Fernando, hopefully you enjoyed talking football, soccer, because it doesn't happen often here on the
It's fun.
program. Not onto some real football, the real man sport here,
This
uh,
guy.
the world's game, American football, and yeah, I feel like we have a lot of teams in common. So let's try not to repeat here, but I feel like this was a little different. Just kind of glancing at yours real quick. And number 5 for me it's Pittsburgh Steelers, top defense, one of the top defenses in the NFL. I think they're a little underrated. I really like TJ Watt. Every time I hear Watt, I hear Watt. TJ Watt. And Alex Highsmith is a edge rusher who's really underrated. He got like 11 and a half sacks last year. You got Minka Fitzpatrick. They just added Patrick Peterson. I met him at the golf event. Good dude right there, by the way. Joey Porter Jr. So a lot of good players. And I think it's a stacked defense. And when you got Mike Tomlin, I know he's not the actual DC, but he's a defensive mastermind. I think he runs a good show there.
I went with the Dolphins at 5, not because of the players that they have, because I have questions about Xavier Howard. I have questions about Jalen Ramsey. Javon Holland, I don't have a question. That's probably one of the only defenders I don't have a question on. Everyone else, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, those guys, I have numerous questions on those guys because I remember last year when it was Dolphins Chargers, I did not see a pass rush. I didn't see anything consistent. Vic Fangio coming in is the big reason why I put the Dolphins at 5. Vic Fangio is a very good defensive mind. He's one of the best in the NFL. He's succeeded everywhere that he's gone. He even succeeded defensive-wise with the Broncos. His defense was one of the best in the NFL. But I have questions about some of the players that they have. But Vic Fangio makes me think he's going to be able to fix this defense and help this defense be better than what it is. The Dolphins have thrown a lot of money and they've spent a lot of draft picks on that defense. They got Jalen Ramsey. Last year they traded for Bradley Chubb. Now let's see if Vic Fangio can put this together and what this defense is going to look like. I think he's going to impress some people. So I have the Dolphins at number 5.
Fernando, I was with you with that first part. And that first part you mentioned, they don't really have a good pass rush, a consistent one.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't put him in top 5. I really wanted to. Vic Fangio's a good coordinator. I think Jalen Ramsey has plenty left in the tank. You still got Xavier Howard there.
Mine sounded more negative than positive.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, I agree. And David Long Jr. is a good linebacker, but I haven't seen enough from this pass rush there. Like Bradley Chubb's a little overrated for me. Is the reason why the Broncos let him go. So if you don't have that, a pass rush.
Since Von Miller left, he hasn't been the same.
Yeah, so like that's the biggest thing for me. If you could like disrupt the quarterback, you're always gonna have a chance. That's why I went with the Steelers with TJ Watt. Here, they don't really have that. I'm not really sold, but maybe you're right. They are very talented though.
Yeah, no, but and my problem with this, and I wanted to put the Steelers, but then I thought TJ Watt got hurt. I think he's been hurt the last 2 years. I mean, he still puts up monster numbers, but there's always that concern with that defense. A lot of players get hurt. And I think that defense is going to be on the field a lot because I don't trust their offense. So that's why I had to go with the Dolphins. But I mean, I think the Dolphins defense could unravel one bad game, and I think this defense could unravel with all the personalities that they have on this team. But I'm not trying to be negative with my pick. Stop being negative. I think that this defense is very talented. So, and with Vic Fangio, I think it adds a different element to their defense.
Fernando, number 4, right?
Yeah, we have the same one.
So you gotta bounce off each other here.
Yeah,
and I'm surprised because the Patriots are kind of under the radar, and it wasn't
their defense
for the terrible offense. You know, this could be a good team, but the defense is really good. And you know, I really like obviously Matthew Judon's been pretty solid even from those Raven days. People really like Kyle Duggar, Josh Uche, the other edge rusher there. So they drafted Christian Gonzalez, who I really liked out of Oregon.
I think he's gonna be a Pro Bowler this year.
And they got Jonathan Jones back, so that's a solid 1-2. And then I don't know who the hell is calling him play defensive plays in New England. Could be the son of Bill Belichick. I don't know who it is with the mullet, but Bill Belichick is still around and he knows defense.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Matt Judon, like you said, is a great pass rusher. Very underrated when he came from Baltimore to the Patriots. So yeah, I think my only issue is their defense is going to be on the field a lot. Also, I think that offense, and then they didn't add DeAndre Hopkins, which I don't know how much DeAndre has left in the tank, but it would have at least helped. He could have at least been a decoy in a sense and kind of helped. But But I like their defense. I think they have playmakers at every position. Linebackers probably their defensive line and linebacker are probably their weakest position, but they're very strong at the cornerback position, and I think they're gonna be able to utilize those. I think they're gonna get a lot of turnovers next season.
And real quick, Fernando,
Yeah,
give a
yeah,
shout out to our guy Doug, right? Doug Kide.
yeah. Doug Hyde.
He's covering the pictures again for the Boston Herald I saw,
Yep.
and he got the scoop on D Hop going into Nashville, so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, I texted him right away. I'm like, dude, look at you, D. You got the D Hub scoop, and he starts laughing. He's like, I appreciate it. And then obviously the Boston Herald thing is awesome for him. So definitely excited for our guy with everything going on, and obviously prayers up to his daughter
Yeah.
Haley and everything that they're battling on that side. But definitely excited for Doug and everything he's got going on. Gilbert, number 3, we're the same again. The New York Jets.
Yeah, the Jets maybe they don't have a lot of star power besides Sauce Gardner, but I think Robert Saleh and that operation he has in New York, they know how to they know how to run a good defensive there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not flooded with names there. I know some older guys like a CJ Mosley is out there, and then having Sauce Gardner alone, it's gonna make your secondary really good. They have some young guys up top like a Will McDonald the fourth, Jonathan Franklin Myers, right, is another one. So some good edge rushers there, and they could be better. But when you have Robert Saleh, he's not calling the defensive plays. I double checked earlier, but he does install a lot of that scheme from the 49er days, and he's very impressive with what he does.
Yeah, no, they're gonna have to take They're gonna have to take that football away. Get the kind of offense that they're supposed to have on paper. They should be able to take the ball away. They have playmakers. They have is it Jermaine Johnson?
Yeah, the second.
Yeah. Last chance. He was a last chance U guy with coach Jason Brown. Yeah. He's from his team. So definitely he's a guy that obviously he was a first round draft pick. He fell a little bit in the draft.
He was the third first round pick for the Jets, by the way. It was Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner than him.
Yeah. That's when the Jets went all out on their defense and got some playmakers. So I think the Jets defense is going to be even better this year.
And by the way, your boy JB, he got Malik Henry on the show, and I kind of
I watched it.
Oh, it was good.
It was interesting because like everything that you knew from the show, like him and Malik hating each other, is completely fake. Like Malik's like, dude, I watched it, and I'm like, what? Like JB is my big brother. Like we don't hate each other. We just like brothers. Like Dan and Dago and I will talk crap all the time, and like you and your brother don't do that. You guys are really nice to each other. Dan and Dago and I are not. We like throw all kinds of words at each other and everything. But that's what he said it was. It was like a big brother and a little brother kind of going at it. That's what the relationship was. But if I was you, I would watch it. The only thing is Malik speaks like this, so like you're kind of like you have to put like blast the volume, and then when JB speaks, you kind of have to bring it down a little bit. But definitely interview worth to watch.
I'll keep that on mind. Where are we at?
Number 2.
This is where we're finding different, and I have them pretty high, and you don't have them at all. So the Dallas Cowboys defense, I really like them just because one big reason. Micah Parsons is a stud when it comes to edge rusher. Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, 1A, 1B. And then Fernando, like I'm a guy about pass rush. Like I know Dan's all about the offensive lineman. I'm all about the defensive lineman. They're stacked. The Marcus Lawrence is another one there too. Dorrance Armstrong's pretty good too. Sam Winters could be a breakout player. I feel like I'm forgetting some people here, but they got some guys up. I know their interiors are kind of a little messy, but they got the guy from Michigan, the first round pick, Mozzie Smith. But overall, they're just packed with edge rushers. And then I don't know how I feel about Diggs and Gilmore, but it's not a bad secondary. But what you got up top in that front seven, man, you're gonna have a chance all day. And I'm a big fan of Micah Parsons.
I don't trust their secondary. I don't trust their linebacker core. Micah Parsons is now going to put his hand in the dirt. I don't get why.
He's been doing the same thing, but I don't know.
They said that. Well, from what I remember, he's more of like standing up, looking at you, and then boom, coming at you and doing his thing. Hand in the dirt, I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be full time. I just think I like him switching, rotating, like what they had been doing with him in the past. I like that. Supposedly they're going to change up what he's been doing, but I mean, Dan Quinn is a genius when it comes to defense.
That's another point. Dan Quinn, by the way.
Yeah. So I think it'll be better, but I couldn't rate them. Anything Cowboys and top anything list, I can't add them because I know how that goes. So I am staying away from the
Well,
Dallas
real quick,
Cowboys.
Fernando. I think this BS about changing his play, his position to full time defensive end is because he's about to get paid. And if you get
Yeah.
franchise tag and you're like an off ball linebacker and an edge rusher, it's totally different. So you didn't want to leave and you didn't want to blur the lines there and say, I'm a defensive end, pay me like that. I need to be paid.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I still have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 2, actually. I think the Eagles added some pieces. I think they're going to get some pieces back. I like their secondary still, and I think they still have a really good defense. Until they got knocked around, I still believe in their defense. I know they lost a lot, like Ndamukong Suh's not there, Linval Joseph, some of these guys that were there at the end of the season. Some of the Kaiser White's no longer there. Some of these guys aren't there, but I still believe that their defense will be good. I know they lost their defensive coordinator, but to the Arizona Cardinals, which was a weird. That whole thing was just weird. But I do think that the Eagles' defense is still going to be one of the best in the NFL. They still have playmakers, and I think that more guys will jump out and shine when they get onto the field.
Yeah, everything you listed about what they lost is kind of concerning. The DC and then
Yeah.
there's some older guys too, like a Brandon Graham and a Fletcher Cox, but they're in a weird spot where like they have a lot of old guys and really young guys. So it's kind of like no middle too much. Like
Yeah, they
what was
lost that one dude to the 49ers.
yeah, Javon Hargrave. So
Javon Hargrave.
what is Jalen Carter gonna do? What is Jordan Davis gonna
Jordan
do?
Davis.
Kobe Dean. Like the good thing about the Eagles, they plan ahead that all the guys that walked, they already got guys from the draft. So but you still gotta see it. And real quick, Fernando, we did not. We both had the Jets number 3. We didn't even mention Quentin Williams. He is a stud. He is a star, and he got paid last week. And I think he's the second highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history. Chris Jones will surpass him eventually, but to be that close to Aaron Donald is pretty big for him.
By the way, somebody put a great gesture. Eagles rookie Jalen Carter learned during his freshman year at Georgia that his friend and teammate Weston Wallace, a walk-on lineman, wasn't part of the meal plan. So he gave him food and he gave him funds from his own scholarship to help him. And I went through the comments and I'm like, the comments are a dangerous place when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I definitely think they're gonna be better. But obviously, I think we both have as our number 1 the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, they've been doing a year in, year out. Yeah, they lost their DC. D'Amico Ryans went to Houston. They lost Robert Saleh before that, which when they go from Saleh to Ryans, it makes me feel like, okay, they know how to do it. You know, I feel
Steve
like
Wilkes is a good guy too. I mean, he should have gotten the head coaching job with Carolina. He did a really good job with them at the end of the season last year.
I think Kyle Shanahan is good at hiring assistant coaches, so they'll figure it out. And then when you got Nick, like Fernando, when I was trying to stay busy in the offseason with the busy work of ranking every position, I feel like I always had like a 49er up top, like Nick Bosa ranking the edge rushers, Fred Warner being with the linebackers. So they're very loaded. That front seven, like we mentioned, Javon Hargrave is there now. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. The number 2 linebacker with the 49ers is also very good. I am sorry for forgetting his name.
Not Fred Warner.
We're both forgetting.
Hold on, I'll get it. Go ahead.
He is really good. That is I don't know why I'm blanking right now, but I think the secondary has a little more issues. They lost some pieces there. Mosley and the guy from
Dre Greenlaw.
He is really good. That's the best 1-2 of linebackers. So they got the best front seven, probably better than the Cowboys because they have linebackers. And you mentioned, like the Cowboys linebackers. Secondary is a little questionable, but again, 49ers tend to figure it out.
Yeah, no, the 49ers to me is just like they're such a well-oiled machine. They've been good on defense. They've done everything. Yeah. I'm with you 100% on them. They're so good. They're so consistent. They have so many interchangeable players, I think, on defense that they just continue they continue succeeding even though they switch players and new players come in, old players go out. By the way, Charvarius Ward, I remember was a guy that was a guy that Kansas City was kind of like, we'll let him go, and he succeeded with the 49ers. So definitely,
I'm forgetting about Ufanga, another good player.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah, he's really good. So yeah, they have a lot of playmakers on that defense, and I'm definitely excited to see what they're going to do.